Hey everybody, it's Michelle LaVore and
Joa.
And so, surprise! So Joa is here. We are actually going to kind of give you guys an update as far as all of the studying that he's been doing and I've been doing with him for the National Bible Bee. For those who maybe don't know, Devin and I usually do videos together all the time, but for basically the last couple of months, he's been doing most of the videos, and that's because I have been devoting more time over to helping Joa prepare for the National Bible Bee. And so we're gonna just kind of give you guys an update with where we're at, but also this video is for the purpose of just asking for support because we're going to be leaving in a week to actually go to the National Bible Bee, but it does take finances for us to get there, and that are above and beyond what we normally have. And so that's kind of the purpose, is just to say, hey guys, if you can give, we would so appreciate it to get this guy to the National Bible Bee. He's very excited for it. He has put in so much hard work and effort, and so if you can give to it, that would just be amazing and so awesome. Hey there. Okay, so I know I'm interrupting the video, but we'll get back to Joa in just a minute. But I did want to give some of the details to when we're leaving and how much we are needing for this trip. So our plan is to leave on the 11th, which is in basically 1 week from the filming of this, which is today. And so we leave on the 11th. We will be there until the 17th. That's our checkout day. So we are going to need the funds, obviously, as we go, because we'll be driving there. So we'll have gas and, of course, the accommodations while we're there, along with food and all of that. So our goal is to raise $3,000 so that we can basically be covered for all of those expenses. And then and so we have until checkout to have all the funds available, but obviously getting there and all of that will need some funds just to do that. So those are basically the details. So it's the 11th that we're leaving. We are there until checkout, which is on the 17th. So really we need all the funds in by the 16th. So if you can give, that would be awesome. And yeah, so that's my interruption. And now we will go back to me and Joa. But I just wanted to kind of first have Joa share some of his story of what he's been through during this process, which started back in June. So you kind of want to give a little, how do we even get to the Bible Bee and all of that?
I mean, this did start back in June 5th was when I started the Believe Discovery Journal, and then like 2 months later, I within that time, I had been doing what I could with what I had learned and memorized and done the best I could, and then I had taken the qualifying test on the 13th
of August.
Of August, because 2 months later it would be August. And then on the 16th, it was unfortunate at the time that they wouldn't let me know if I qualified until a few days after I took the test. The suspense was just, it was agonizing, but on August 16th, I had found out that I had qualified for the test.
Yes, and not only did he qualify, but out of everyone who took the test, he actually ended up with the #1 spot, which is truly amazing. They only take the top 120 to nationals, and so at that time, I really felt like God was saying, yes, say yes to going. And so then basically from that point, he had all the stuff that he studied in the summer study, all the memory passages carried over, so he still has those. He can be tested on those in this next session. But for nationals, they get a whole set of new memory passages and a study passage that they do. And so really for the last, almost 3 months, 2.5 months,
like
basically.
2.5 at this point.
He has been doing a ton of studying. So how many passages have you had to memorize?
Well, I've had to memorize 104.
Yep, he has 100
different memory passages.
And they can range from maybe like 2 or 1, literally one verse, all the way up to, what's the longest one?
The longest one I've memorized is like 24 verses.
Yeah, 24 verses.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And so, but he's done really well with it. In addition to that, you have your study passage, which covers 8 chapters from a book in the Bible. And I would say it, but I'm just not sure if we're allowed to say what he's studying at this point. And I don't want to say anything that could potentially be a disqualification. But either way, he's been studying 8 particular chapters in the Bible, and he's actually, what have you done with all 8 chapters?
I've memorized them.
Yep, he's memorized them. Not only is he been doing memorizing the whole scripture passage, but for the study passage, he has also had to learn the original language.
Yeah, I mean, so I practically had to memorize those particular 8 chapters in the Greek language.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, and so it's just been a lot of hard work that he's been doing. In addition to all of those things, for every single memory passage and for the study passage, we've had to cover all of the context and the geography, as well as any historical things that pertain to those passages. So,
and not to mention the big Mount Everest size of cross references. I mean, seriously, trying to like studying all of those cross references is insane. I mean, truly, it's like, I mean, the cross reference possibilities are endless.
Yes. And so it really has been a huge feat that Joa has been doing for these last few months. But just in general, Joa, can you just share maybe what you have actually received from it and what God has done for you through this process?
I mean, I guess for me, I just kind of feel like, I guess I've kind of received like a different perspective of seeing the Lord. And like I've just seen a different way of like who God is, I guess. It's just kind of, I guess, changed me in a way where I'm not necessarily thinking about the Lord in the way that I used to. And it's actually kind of made it better for me.
Yeah, do you feel like it's been, like, helped you open up your heart more?
Yeah, it has.
And just particularly, you know, as you know, you guys know, we've just been on this long journey. And so throughout the process, it's been really difficult. You know, it's difficult on us, but it's also difficult on all of our kids. And so, you know, just for Joa, I really feel like this has been just a time where God's invited Joa to step out, and he did. And I feel like it's just been a really building time for you, and building you up, filling you up for sure, with so much word. And you know, it's just been encouraging to see how God's used this to really just speak to your heart, because there's been many times when we're studying our passages that, you know, you'll just be like, wow, that really just kind of hit my heart right there. And so that's just been very special and unique to see. And then, of course, just the achievement is just amazing. Like, truly, I am amazed all the time with the passages. Yes.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Like there was like a film project in like earlier in
the summer study.
Yeah, and during the summer study where like we could like make films based on the study passage of the Discovery Journal, and so we made a film for that, and we literally got second place in that film competition.
Yes. And that was a fun family thing that we got to do.
Yeah.
And
but also there was a practice test that the Bible Bee team had released on. Well, I had decided to take the test on the 23rd of October.
Mm-hmm.
And
because it was an optional test, but it was basically it's half the length of this test that actually he's getting ready to take in just a few days, which is the official test, and so it was half the length, but it was optional, but you went ahead and took it to see kind of gauge where we were at.
Yeah, I mean, some of the questions that it gave me were like, wow, that's interesting for sure. But I did take it, and I ended up getting first on that test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he placed first, and they released those results for everyone who took the test. And so that was very encouraging. We were very excited just because, one, quite honestly, I'm like, Lord, I don't know if we're going in the right direction, because there's, if you've ever watched the, what is that, the British baking show, where there's this thing called a technical bake, and basically everybody gets the same supplies and they're told to bake a particular item, and a lot of times it's something that's you don't normally bake all the time, and so you're just kind of, all right, what do you know, and you go with it. And I kind of feel like we've been doing a technical bake, because we all have the same things were handed to us as far as like, here's your general guideline, but a lot of times in the technical bake, it might just be like, bake the tart, and you're like, okay, all right. There's no measurements, there's no,
it doesn't give you any specific instructions. Like it could just be like, make the meringue, or bake, like you said, bake the tart, and you never, it doesn't, you never know.
You don't know how hot to put the oven on, you don't know
the time frame.
You don't know the time frame, so so it's just kind of, so that's kind of how it's felt. And so to be able to kind of have a gauge like that of like, wow, okay, we're on the right track. And so so Joe has been doing a lot of studying, a lot of reviewing, and actually this week he's going to be taking the first portion of the test, that it's the multiple choice test, and then the following week at the actual event they have their second portion of it, which is an oral recitation. I always say it wrong.
Okay, that's funny.
And so he'll be doing that, and then after that they combine both scores and will announce who goes to semifinals, which will be the following day, and then only the top 15 get into semifinals, and then followed by the top 5 go to finals. And I just believe that Joe definitely has the potential to go very, very far, truly all the way to the finals. And so we're just very excited for this. And do you kind of want to share anything else about what you're feeling or thinking? I
mean, I guess like with this upcoming test and the upcoming event, it just kind of gives me a lot of excitement. Yeah. Of course, at the same time, it can give me some nervousness knowing that it's like so close. But I mean, overall, I just can't wait.
Yeah. And it's just,
I mean, it has truly been a fun journey to be on.
Yeah, it has, and it's gone by so fast.
I mean, serious, it's crazy. It's like a week goes by And I mean, literally, there are days where I'm studying, and then I look back and I'm like, didn't we just do that the other day? It was like, nope, that was 2 weeks ago. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's like time just flies by.
Yes. And so, with that said, again, we are going to need support to get there, significantly more than we would normally need in a typical week. And so we are just putting out there kind of a special ask, that we would be able to get to go to the Bible Bee, have everything covered for the whole time that we're there. And yeah, so did you have anything else that you would like to say?
I mean, I don't really know what else I have to say. I mean, I guess the only thing I would have, I think the only other thing I would have to say, I guess, would just be thankfulness for everybody in the family participating and helping. Mm-hmm. And I guess I don't know. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say.
Yes.
Other than that.
Yeah. So a huge thank you to all of you. And if you can't give, but maybe know somebody who might be interested in giving, feel free to just share this, and that would be just super helpful. And again, we appreciate all of you, and and we also appreciate prayers and support as we go forward into this competition, and just that God would be with Joa and just give him peace, no nerves.
Yeah.
And so I just pray that you guys are blessed, and we just thank you again for those of you who are able to support and give. And you can just click on the links below. We have the PayPal, the Cash App, and the Venmo, and you can click on any of those and give there. And if you want, you can even put a little note that says for Joa going to the Bible Bee. And but yeah, and we will, as much as we possibly can, give just I'm hoping we'll get to put together kind of like maybe a montage of our time spent there. I know we can't film it, like certain particular things while we're there, because they're actually filming the whole thing.
They'll be filming the event.
It's an actual show, so you can't show parts of the show. Yeah. So, but again, huge thank you to all of you. And until next time, I will see you later. Maybe Joe will drop by and say hello.
Maybe I will.
So, we love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
See ya.